Certain systems are developed for the tastes of certain players. In this game, we are going to see a line that was designed for a player with my style. We have the classical Caro-Kann, and from it, this early knight f6 and capture. We have the doubled pawns, but this position has a lot of control, and I've seen time and again players with white know the general structure, but then not handle it well at all. So I'm playing against a 2250 in Lichess Blitz in this game, and to emphasize, I would say the conversion, a 2200 in Blitz on Lichess is probably a 1700 or 1800 in US chess rating. And the mistakes seen in this game by white in the opening and middle game phase, I would say is indicative of someone in that rating range. And if it doesn't match up for you personally, understand I'm speaking generally from a statistical standpoint from my students and what I've observed, so please don't take offense. Because we all have good days and bad days, etc. Now, c3 is played. Objectively, nothing too wrong with that. It's a move. And I'm going to go for optimizing my pieces with black. So if I have to choose where to move my bishop on f8, let's go ahead and move him to the more aggressive square. And after bishop d3, castles. Hey, open files are meant to be used. And now we have a bit of a problem with the h-pawn. So I love this theme that occurs in this. h5, we already look to fight for some key squares, and in some variations, you can use that h-pawn with annoying effect. Bishop d2. Let's get our knight on a decent square. With a knight on f8. You ain't gonna get mate. Pretty sure somebody said that at one point. Or something close. h3. Now, white is doing the right stuff. As we saw in the last game, we had an opposite colored castling situation, and the theme is ruin your opponent's structure. h3 is a move that says, I want to play g4, and I would love for you to open the h file so you could lose. So we're going to have a key idea to deal with this. But first, I'm going to finish development. He plays king b1. Say, all right. It's opposite side castling, so what's the plan again? To go after your opponent. b5. Now when he goes g4, here's the critical idea. h4. I'm going to slow you right on down there. Nah, your attack isn't going to come quickly, and I've got more time for mine now. Rook hg1. And I had seen positions similar to this, but of course, in a blitz game, I didn't have time to calculate and remember all the nuances. But I'd seen when rook hg1 is played with this structure, he can run out of squares. So I knew bishop d5 was correct, and after g5, I went with the move that ended up winning the game, but it objectively is not best. What's best is bishop h2. Where's the rook going? Because after takes, for instance, I missed queen takes f2. And the engine definitely sees this type of stuff and sees safety. I didn't. So I went with f5. And the pawn is defended, which my opponent missed. And this makes the game quite easy at this point. So when you are in a position where you're up a piece, what's the technique to put your opponent away as cleanly and efficiently as possible? I'm not going pawn grabbing. The only chance I have to lose here is if my king side is completely wrecked. So I'm just going to kick away some pieces. Now, him having the h file doesn't concern me so much. Queen c7. Everybody's working. Bishop f3. Hard to do much when I'm forcing trades. And there's another forced trade. and my opponent resigns as he sees this is a hopeless situation, a clean rook down. But we barely made it out of the opening, and my theoretical knowledge of the position before the opponent was dead lost. And that is one of the major important points of knowing your openings at a master level. And at this point, we see the strength of players increasing dramatically because of resources like you see on Chessable that are modern, that have the ability to train you and help you to actually remember the stuff that you're looking at. And I get that often from students. Well, how am I supposed to remember all this? You don't study until you get it right, like they teach you in school for a test. You study until you can't get it wrong, and that is hundreds of repetitions for some people, if not thousands. Start with the things that you know you're messing up. Problem solve. Get better. That'll do it for this one. Thanks for stopping by.